Welcome to your role as a key worker or campaign manager for the 2018 Combined Federal Campaign, CFC. This year, you and thousands of campaign workers like you will inspire your colleagues to show some love to their favorite charitable causes and raise millions of dollars for those in need. This is a professional development opportunity, as you will be the primary point of contact for CFC information and motivation within your agency, increasing your visibility and positively impacting the charities supported through the CFC. This training will cover some background on the campaign, roles and responsibilities for key workers and campaign managers, materials, resources, and tools, how to make the ask, and how to follow up. The CFC is a federal program that facilitates charitable giving within all federal workplaces. The CFC has been around for 57 years and has generated more than $8.3 billion in pledges. The CFC groups charities into three categories: local, national, and international. The CFC itself is divided into 36 regional zones. There is one online pledge portal through which donors can access CFC-approved charities from any zone. All federal civilians, military service members, USPS employees, federal retirees, and even federal contractors are able to give through the CFC. Federal employees are also authorized to pledge volunteer hours in addition to dollars to charities that have indicated that they will accept volunteer hours. Cash contributions will no longer be accepted, thereby reducing the risk inherent in collecting cash. Donors can pledge online or paper pledge form. Why the CFC? Confidence. CFC is a regulated program. Giving is easy and secure. The CFC provides charities with an efficient way to connect with thousands of potential donors. CFC charities have been vetted. The centralized giving portal allows donors to track their donation and confirm its distribution to their selected charity or charities. Convenience. Payroll deduction makes it easy for donors to give generously. Donors can give to multiple charities through one pledge. Charities rely on donations from the CFC because it is a consistent source of unrestricted revenue that can fund vital programs. Choice. There are several ways to pledge: payroll deduction for federal employees and annuity for retirees. Credit debit card, one-time or monthly. ACH bank transfer, one-time or monthly. Donors can pledge volunteer time. CFC allows donors to give anonymously. There are thousands of local, national, and international charities to choose from. Here's how the CFC works. Motivated campaign workers, that's you, invite their colleagues to make a pledge. A regulatory requirement is to ensure every federal employee is given the opportunity to participate in the CFC and that the campaign should be aimed at collecting the greatest amount of charitable contributions possible. The best way to do this is through a personal ask. The federal community, military and civilian personnel, retirees, and contractors choose the causes and charities that are important to them. Donors make their pledge online using the pledge portal or using a paper pledge form. The Central Campaign Administrator, CCA, processes the pledges and distributes the funds throughout the year to the charities selected by the donors. Local, national, and international charities and their beneficiaries receive the funds they need. Now that you know what a big impact donations through the CFC can have, let's review who can pledge and how they can complete their gift. Federal employees can give online via payroll deduction or credit debit ACH. Using the paper pledge form, they can give via payroll deduction or one-time check. Federal retirees can give online via annuity or credit debit ACH. Using the paper pledge form, they can give via annuity or one-time check. Contractors cannot give via payroll deduction or annuity, either online or via the paper pledge form. However, they can give online via credit, debit, ACH, or one-time check via the paper pledge form. Let me tell you about a few changes that have been implemented to improve the 2018 CFC. The online pledge portal has been improved to allow donors to complete more than one pledge per account. For example, making a payroll deduction and then making another one-time pledge via a credit card, to pledge dollars and volunteer hours on the same pledge, and the expanded office unit list will allow donors to attribute their pledge to the correct reporting unit. The online pledge portal will be open for donations from September 10, 2018 through January 11, 2019. Additionally, the enhanced online charity search helps donors find charities they might be interested in. It now features a reset button that allows donors to clear their results between different searches. Donors who still wish to pledge using paper will find a larger, more user-friendly format, and newly hired federal employees outside of the pledge period can contribute during their first 30 days of employment, February through July. Now, let's talk about the role of the key worker. Here are a few critical responsibilities you have as a key worker. These first 4 are all about preparation. This includes: attend a training session, learn about the great benefits of the CFC, all of the available giving options, and how to both answer questions about the campaign and confidently ask coworkers to give. This webinar serves as your training session for the 2018 campaign year. Get your supplies. Work with your campaign manager to ensure you have enough pledge forms, charity lists, posters, donor cards, etc. Remember, there are many online resources available to you on our website. Publicize the campaign. Use emails, posters, brochures, messages from your leadership, social media, and campaign events to promote the CFC. Connect and engage with your local CFC zone and/or the national CFC account on social media. Practice giving. Ensure you are familiar with the online donation portal and the paper pledge forms so you can offer help as needed. Make your own pledge before you ask others to give. Ask each of your coworkers to give. Talk to your coworkers in person about the campaign and ask them to show some love to their favorite charitable causes through the CFC. Speaking face-to-face and using stories is the most effective way to inspire your coworkers to give. You can share your personal cause or use one of the charity success stories. Follow up. Many people say yes and then forget to visit the giving portal and make a pledge. Others say maybe because they need time to think it over or talk with family. In either case, they typically welcome a friendly follow-up. Research has shown that donors often need 4 to 6 touch points before they give. Let your coworkers know that you will follow up at a later time. You may want to keep a list of who you've followed up with so you don't miss anyone. This will also serve as a record of those you've contacted. Submit completed paper pledge forms. Encourage donors to promptly submit pledge forms to you or a designated drop-off location, if available. Review the completed form with the donor to ensure it is legible and all sections have been completed. Check the math to ensure the total pledge is equal to the charity allocation. Store all paperwork in a secure location until you are able to deliver them to your campaign manager. Express gratitude. Always thank your coworkers for their time and for considering a donation through the CFC. Here are a few additional responsibilities to add to those 8 critical steps. You will want to keep your leadership informed and involved. Brief them on your area's campaign progress. See if they will send out communications in support of the campaign. If your campaign manager is planning any campaign events, get involved. Serve on the event committee. Help publicize the event, and then attend the event. Be sure to connect with the campaign via social media so that you can stay informed of the latest information. Attend weekly meetings if scheduled by your campaign manager. These are excellent opportunities to share best practices and success stories and get updates and reminders. And promote and participate in #GivingTuesday. We are trying to make this annual event the Tuesday after Thanksgiving, the largest online pledge day of the campaign. We have tools and resources available to help you promote this within your office unit. Now, let's talk about the role of Campaign Manager Coordinator. You are responsible for planning and implementing a successful CFC in your agency installation. I'm going to break your responsibilities down into 3 periods: pre-campaign, during campaign, and then post-campaign, or campaign culmination. Pre-campaign responsibilities. Get connected with your fellow campaign managers. Attend periodic check-in meetings where you can ask questions or share best practices. Also, get connected to the campaign and follow us on social media. We will be pushing information and announcements via this venue. Your homework today is to follow us on social media. Finally, take some time to really review your zone website. There are so many great tools available to you there. More will be added throughout the campaign. Review your agency installation structure. The next step in getting prepared for the campaign is to review the list of offices, units, or groups that make up your agency. You will need to work with your HR office or management to obtain an accurate count of employees within each unit and contact your OC to provide updated figures. This drives when you achieve 100% contact rate and will determine your participation percentage at the end of the campaign, which may impact awards. And finally, review the list of units in the pledge system so you can be familiar with how it is displayed. Develop a campaign plan. The third step is draft out a campaign plan for your agency. Be sure to include your publicity plans and any campaign events you would like to host. We have a template for you to use when drafting your agency-level campaign plan. Don't worry, you won't have to do everything yourself. As part of the plan, recruit an event committee and a publicity committee to help you. Invite motivated individuals from all areas of the agency. Brief your leadership. Once you have the plan drafted, you will need to obtain approval for the plan from your leadership. It is also important to encourage their visible and tangible support of the campaign, so be sure to identify ways they can get involved. This might include sending communications during strategic points, coming to speak at the key worker training, attending and/or participating in campaign events. You will also need their input to set a campaign goal for your agency. Keep in mind, you were selected for this role by your leadership, and they anticipate being asked to be involved. Order supplies. Base the quantity of each supply on the number of employees in your units. See the ordering guide on the website for detailed instructions on how to order supplies. Recruit and train key workers. Finally, you will need to build your campaign team. This means recruiting key workers for each unit or office. A ratio of 1 key worker to every 25 to 50 employees works best. Use last year's campaign team as a starting point. Once you have your key workers identified, you will need to schedule and conduct a training session for them. On our website, you will find everything you need to train your key workers. In addition to the key worker guide and training presentation slides, be sure to download the key worker checklist. It's a nifty handout for key workers to keep as a reference. Active campaign responsibilities. Involve leadership. Be sure to brief leaders on campaign progress. Make sure they stay engaged and follow up on the things you asked them to do during the campaign planning phase. They can make the first official pledge of the campaign. They can send key messages during the campaign, including invitations to events, and they can attend and speak at events. Motivate key workers. Hold weekly touch-base meetings with key workers for updates on campaign progress. Share tips, tricks, best practices. Review key points from training as they are needed, and answer questions. You may even consider holding a special event just for key workers, such as a potluck lunch, having a charity speaker come talk to them, or host a volunteer event at a local organization. Invite your leadership to speak at one of these events to encourage key workers or officially recognize their efforts. Hold a campaign event. Campaign events can be powerful motivators for donors, and they can be fun. A little later in the presentation, I am going to run through a few slides with instructions on how to plan and execute a successful campaign event. Publicize the campaign. Use the publicity materials we have available for you: posters, table tents, flyers, infographics, social media shareables, banners, etc. to publicize the campaign in your agency installation. We also have media resources like advertisements and articles for publication in newsletters and newspapers. Get creative and put messages on message boards. Use large banners in public spaces. Post videos on intranet sites. Create splash screens that employees will see when they log on to their computers each day. Collect and submit paper pledges. Most pledging should take place on the online pledge portal, but some contributors may prefer to use a paper pledge form. If they do, they should submit their completed form to a key worker who will be trained to review the form for accuracy and completeness before they are submitted to you. You will be responsible for mailing these forms to the CFC Processing Center using the form and envelope provided for this purpose. Pledge forms missing required information will experience processing delays and/or potentially will not be able to be processed. Please advise donors not to wait until the end of the campaign to turn in their pledge form. Donors who wish to submit a confidential pledge may insert their pledge form in a plain white envelope and write "confidential" on the outside. Campaign workers should not open these envelopes, but rather submit them straight to the CCA Processing Center. Note: donors may mail their pledge directly to the CCA themselves, and if requested, should be provided with a processing center mailing address. Campaign culmination responsibilities. Recognize success. One of the most important things you will do is recognize everyone who played a part in the campaign. For donors, you do this by making sure they are thanked verbally, that key workers provide them with any promised recognition items, for example, coins, with a thank you card, and collectively in some way. Why? Research shows that donors won't remember being thanked unless they are acknowledged 3 or 4 times. By holding a thank you celebration of some kind, you can provide that third means of thanking, and you should also take that opportunity to thank your campaign team, key workers, management, events publicity committee members, etc. Order unit awards and key worker certificates from our system. Getting your leadership involved in recognition will also be meaningful to everyone in your agency installation. Provide feedback. We will ask you to participate in After-Action Review, AAR meetings at the end of the campaign. Be sure to provide your honest feedback to help make the campaign even better next year. Continuity. Put together a folder or binder with tips, instructions for next year's campaign manager coordinator. Imagine how helpful it would have been if you would have had something like this. Include your campaign plan from this year, any leadership support you received, the list of units and key workers, notes on any campaign events you executed, etc. Now, let's talk about campaign events. Campaign events are strongly encouraged. Taking the time to plan well-organized, interesting campaign events will pay off in the overall success of the CFC in your department, agency, or installation. Campaign events help educate donors about the CFC and its participating charities, promote federal employee engagement, and encourage participation in the campaign. Campaign events can be powerful. Donors are motivated when hearing directly from charities about the incredible impact CFC donations have on the lives of people in need. Event guidelines and regulations. Campaign events are strongly encouraged and offer an additional touchpoint with potential contributors, but they do not replace the necessity of the personal ask, which is best accomplished through one-on-one contact by a key worker. Cash fundraising events are not permitted under CFC regulations. However, events are a great way to educate your colleagues on how to make their pledge. Have trained campaign workers in attendance to answer questions regarding donation options. Feel free to demo the online pledge portal and have paper pledge forms and pledge tip cards available. Always follow your department or agency's specific regulations and ethics guidelines when planning events. This includes obtaining proper approvals before your event. CFC funds cannot be used to purchase food or drink. Food and beverages can be donated, for example, a potluck luncheon. CFC funds cannot be used to purchase prizes or entertainment. From kickoff to closing out the campaign, events are critical to encourage participation and increase awareness. Events can be part of something already scheduled, like inviting a charity speaker to weekly staff meetings, or they can be a standalone, like a chili cook-off. Awareness events. These events educate your community on the options and benefits of supporting charities through the CFC. Invite guest speakers, such as leaders at your agency or installation and representatives from the CFC-supported charities. These events are a great way to spread the word about the campaign and build motivation to support charities through the CFC. Awareness events can be held at the beginning of the campaign, for example, a kickoff event, or throughout the campaign, for example, a charity fair. Work through your zone outreach coordinator, Pengood, to assure charity selection is fair. Special events. These events are often held in conjunction with an event that is already taking place at your agency or installation. For example, leadership calls and staff meetings, farewell parties, bazaars, training safety days, etc. Hosting a friendly CFC competitive event can boost energy around the campaign and add a fun element to an existing event, for example, push-up contest, and provide bragging rights to the winning office or unit. This year, consider planning special events in support of Cause of the Week, #Giving Tuesday, November 27th, International Volunteer Day, December 5th, or the last 5 days of the campaign. Recognition events. Recognition events allow department, agency, or installation leaders to publicly recognize and thank campaign workers for their dedication and thank all employees for their generosity through the CFC. These are usually held toward the end of the campaign as a finale event, or even a few weeks after the completion of the campaign. Steps to a successful event. Step 1. Establish an active event planning committee. Recruit committee members from all areas and include a variety of ranks, pay grades. Assign each committee member a specific task and deadline. Encourage creativity. Step 2. Request leadership support. Ask leadership to send an email invitation to CFC events. Invite leadership to speak at and/or participate in CFC events. Publicize leadership participation via your website, intranet, newsletter, social media, etc. Step 3. Motivate your coworkers to attend. Ensure there is a draw. For example, a prize, a competition, free food. Make it fun. Publicize, publicize, publicize. Be sure everyone knows about the event and is reminded to attend. Step 4. Utilize the event planning checklist in the event planning guide or on the website. Follow the checklist, which offers detailed instructions for planning a successful CFC event. Campaign materials, resources, and tools. As I mentioned, we have many tools and resources available to help you complete your job as a CFC key worker. The first 2 resources for you are the Key Worker Guide and the Key Worker Checklist. The checklist has been provided to you today, and the Key Worker Guide can be found on our website in the Training Materials section in the Resources menu. The Campaign Management Guide can be found on our website in the Training Materials section in the Resources menu. This guide has all of the information we are covering today and can serve as a handy resource throughout the campaign. Charity listing. This hard copy brochure contains much more than just the list of CFC participating charities. It includes information provided by the OPM as well as information about our zone. Since we want to encourage pledging online, a limited number are available for key workers. It can serve as a visual reminder that the CFC season is open. Tip: since there are not many printed listings available, you can use this knowledge to plan follow-ups. If a coworker asks for a charity listing, let them know you'll need it back once they are finished. While pledging online is encouraged, it is recognized that not all employees can access the system during the workday. The paper pledge form has been improved this year. The form is larger and more user-friendly with instructions. It also does not contain the address for the CFC processing center. So donors are encouraged to submit completed forms to a key worker so you can double-check them before giving them to your campaign manager coordinator to send to the CFC processing center. We also have a handy pledge tips card you can use when you make the ask. This card has tips for donors who are using the online pledge portal or completing a paper pledge. The CFC report envelope summary sheet includes lines for payroll deduction pledges and one-time checks. To speed up processing, it is recommended that campaign managers include only one type of pledge per envelope. Please prepare batches to send to the CCA that they consider only including one-time checks in a batch and PRD in a separate batch. This will speed up processing when received at the CCA. Back by popular demand is the My Cause card. It's a great tool to engage your coworkers in conversation about what they care about. Distribute them at CFC events and encourage people to share their cause. Build a cause wall in your area. Use them as a follow-up tool. I wanted to give you a chance to be a part of our office cause wall. You have a printed version you can use in conjunction with your campaign kickoff, and there are digital versions available on the website. New this year is the Giving Tuesday card. Giving Tuesday is a national day of giving that was established as a way to bring attention to what the holidays are really about, providing a message that counters all the messages we receive during the holiday shopping season. Over the past few years, the CFC has experienced a surge in pledges on the Tuesday following Thanksgiving. This card was designed to use as a follow-up tool, so you can take advantage of the momentum generated for that day. Use these posters to help publicize the CFC in your office unit. In addition to the printed posters provided, You can also download them and print them on 8.5 by 11 from the website. Use this poster to track campaign progress in your office unit. You can track dollars raised, % of employees contacted, or weeks left to the campaign in the campaign period. Tip: consider waiting to hang this poster until you have some results to track. Looking at a blank barometer for several weeks can be disheartening. These are a great option to display in common areas and cafeterias. They are a good alternative if your office has limited spaces for displaying posters. There are additional resources available to you on the website. When you click on the Resources section, under the Campaign Workers menu, you will find Training Materials, which includes this training presentation, the Campaign Management Guide, as well as key worker training materials. Logos and templates. The Show Some Love and Show You Care logos, document headers, PPT template can all be found here. Posters and flyers. The campaign posters, infographics, flyers, and other printable promotional materials can be found here. Emails and speeches. This section contains templates of pre-written emails you, your key workers, or your leadership can send during the campaign. You will also find sample speeches and talking points here. Toolkits. We have Start Strong, Giving Tuesday, Finish Strong, and social media toolkits available for you to use this year. Media and advertising. Find sample advertisements, radio and TV PSAs, and press releases in this section to be used in internal publications. This is your most important responsibility as a key worker. The #1 reason people give is because they are asked by someone they know and respect. We're going to go through some tips to help you make this interaction feel comfortable and allow some time to practice. We all have causes we care about, and the CFC-approved charities represent every cause imaginable. Think about what your favorite cause is. Which charitable cause is most important to you? Why? How does it make you feel to support that cause through the CFC? Nothing is as effective as talking with people about the campaign in person. Using a personalized, story-based approach can be powerful and effective. The next step is talking about the benefits of participating in the campaign. For example, the ease of giving a little each month through a payroll allotment, the confidence in giving, knowing the campaign is regulated, the collective power of everyone's contributions adding up to millions of dollars of help each year that charities and their beneficiaries depend on. Next, you can ask some questions. What is your favorite cause? Why? And that is usually a perfect segue into inviting them to make a pledge through the CFC. Finally, don't forget to thank everyone for their time. Follow-up is critical to campaign success. People need reminders, and if they are making the pledge online, they will need to do it after you have left. Let people know that you will stop back to see if they have questions. Once you have made the initial ask in person, you can follow up using various means, including email. We have multiple resources on our website that you can use for this purpose, including pre-drafted email templates, flyers, stories from federal employees who have been impacted, examples of the impact a gift can have, and 2 different cards. One great way to follow up is to ask your coworkers if they have any completed pledge forms to submit. If they do, be sure to double-check them for common errors before passing them off to your campaign manager coordinator. Common pledge form errors include illegible writing, total gift and charity designation amounts not the same, not all funds specified to a charity, reporting unit info missing or inaccurate, authorization portion not signed, Social Security number missing for payroll deduction. If giving by check, attach that when submitting the form. CFC does not bill donors. Notes: it's important to thank people once they have completed their pledge. When following up with your coworkers, ask if they have completed their pledge yet and give them a thank you card if they say yes. Adding a personal note to the card makes it more meaningful. I want to leave you with some final thoughts, some general do's and don'ts. Do promote voluntary giving, but do not use coercion. It is not tolerated. Encourage donors to select a cause, but do not show favoritism to a particular charity. Recognize and thank donors, but do not create lists of non-donors or share a list of donors with management. For more information, materials, and resources, please be sure to visit your local zone website. Zone websites are included on this slide. CFC Help Desk information is included in this slide for your CFC zone. Please reach to your zone help desk or to CFC support at penngood.com for assistance as needed. The Central Campaign Administrator. The organization is responsible for developing and maintaining the National CFC Giving website, receiving pledge data, and making distributions to charities. For questions regarding contributions, including pledges, payroll, and giving reports, contact the Central Campaign Administrator, CCA, at 1-800-797-0098 or 608-237-4898 or visit https://cfcgiving.opm.gov/contact.